Julle, ons is al weer terug. Julle sal baie gesigte sien wat julle ken. Gaan julle voorstel aan 'n paar nuwe gesigte. Kom ek vertel julle gou, ons is vandag hier by Roodeplaat dam. Ons wag al 2 weke vir die regte omstandighede, weeromstandighede om hier te kom. Dit is lekker warm. Dit is warm hier in Pretoria. Die vis loop mooi. Hier kom baie mooi karpe uit. Ons gaan regtig probeer om julle vandag 'n paar papgooi tegnieke te wys. Paar semi-spesie tegnieke om hierdie mooi karpe hier by Roodeplaat uit te haal en ons gaan julle stap vir stap verduidelik hoe om dit te doen. Kom ek stel julle gou voor aan die span en dan spring ons weg. So ons het vir Corrie, eienaar van Ultimate Anglers hier in Eastland, Pretoria. Baie nice ou, julle kan enige tyd hom bel vir raad, julle kan hom gaan besoek. Hy sal julle altyd met die regte goed uitsoek. Ons het vir Dexter, ons bassvisserman, julle ken hom. Windgatman wat dink hy kan groot karpe vang. Ons gaan hom vandag 'n bietjie les leer. Ons gaan vir hom wys waar Dawid die wortels begrawe het. Marnus, julle weet, my pel altyd in my span, altyd ondersteunend, altyd reg. Fishing Warthog op TikTok, gaan kyk sy goed. Dis awesome content. Lappies, ander bassman, staan daar agter, maak of hy nie baie sê nie. Julle weet hy is die grootste mond op die video. Julle dan het ons voor Herman, hy werk saam met Corrie, hy's nommer 1 daar by die winkel in Ultimate Anglers. Hy bou awesome dips, awesome flouties en hy het raad vir dae. Julle kan enige tyd met hom Herman praat, hy gaan julle presies vertel hoe om groot vis te vang. Dan ons vir Mario, een van Corrie se nuwe manne wat onder hom vang by Ultimate Anglers, lekker jong mannetjie, besig om op te kom, vang lekker vis. Ons gaan kyk of ons vandag vir julle kan wys wat hy uit die water uithaal. En dan Des, julle ken vir Des, sy is altyd saam, sy support ons, sy reël alles, sonder haar is hierdie nie eens moontlik nie. Des, ons gaan kyk of ons vandag vir haar PB kan kry. Julle, kom vang saam ons, kom ons kyk. As hy.
Guys, have a good day guys. Awesome.
Okay, cool. So there's actually some very nice fish activity out here. A little bit closer than what we anticipated.
Yeah,
a
that's
lot
cool.
of activity.
That's
So
cool. We don't have to cast that far, but I'm sure like later in today.
That's very cool. So that's
But
something I
no,
always look out for when I get to a dam. You know, new venue. I haven't fished Roodeplaat myself yet, so it's my first time. So normally when I get to a dam, I take time before I actually set up and get lines out in the water. I just spend 5-10 minutes watching the water, seeing if there's activity, what the birds are doing, where the fish are turning, if there are fish turning. So if we do see one fish turn, we'll focus on that area a little bit. If we see another fish or 2 turn, then we know there's a good number of fish in that area. Like there now, I think that was the 3rd fish that's just turned in literally not even a minute.
There's
and
another one.
There's another one,
Yeah.
and that's what, 50 meters?
Yeah, it's quite
15
quite
or so?
active, eh? And
Yeah.
for winter, it's quite good to see.
Yeah, it's very cool.
it's
They're
very
nice and
lekker,
close. So I definitely think once we got our rods and that on our stand, we're gonna get 1 or 2 casts in on the shallower side. You know, that 50-meter sort of line. I know the guys have been fishing here. They've been catching fish at the 130-meter mark, but it's very nice to see fish playing here a lot closer. So I think one of our lines will definitely put a
Yeah,
short
one,
shot.
No, put the shorter
and
one,
we'll put
and then,
another one further out and,
yeah.
and see what
And I see the
happens.
sizes of them. They're jumping there. They're like a
they're
size.
nice.
So maybe have some like a fun today.
These big carp fishermen are gonna cuck today, chum. We're gonna kick their asses.
I'll show them something that we
yeah.
know.
Hey, I'm getting excited to
It's
see
just
all these
catching
fish.
just catching fish.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
nothing else. Yeah.
So I think, yeah, let's get our stuff together and get a line in the water, man. I'm
Yeah, it's
itching to catch a
itching
fish.
now. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, we'll catch you guys just now.
Yes. Bietjie lekker pineapple. Gooi vir hom daarso. Hoe stout maak daai ding hierdie voer.
So julle, volgens Corrie wat nou al die afgelope paar weke baie mooi karpe hier vang, is hierdie 'n moed by Roodeplaat. As jy nie hierdie bring nie, gaan jy nie groot karpe vang nie. Bring dit sommer in jou voer in, oor jou bol, waar ook al jy 'n plek kry, turbo pan in en jy gaan resultate kry. Roodeplaat, turbo pan, loop soos 'n Camry in 'n karavaan. Dis 'n moed. As hy julle.
What's happening, Yella? Good morning, guys. We're here at Roodeplaat today. Got my 2 Mitchell Odysseys, as you heard from Dex and them now. Fat competition happening, but they don't stand a chance. So they don't have their flukes with them, so it's okay. We're not worried at all. So let's do this, guys. Let's get a line on the water. Let's catch some fish. So, Good morning, guys. We are here at Roodeplaat today trying to catch some bigger fish that's coming out at the moment. The one rod, I'm doing papgooi, very simplistic. I like fishing my single float on a number 2 hook here, so a single garlic float. And then just a little bit of Captain Corey says, Captain here works very well. I'm not afraid to throw this dip, so I use quite a lot of it. So I'm going to flood my ball with Captain. There we go, that's the one rod. And then guys, as we're doing the semi-specimen, hybrid specimen, I just have a 60 gram weight tiger nut with the fake maize on a blowback rig and some turbo pine. And that's going to be my plan for the day. This rod, as far as I can go, around 130 or so. And that rod, we've seen the fish turn a little bit closer to where we are, so I'm going to fish that one around 90, and then we're going to see what we can pick up.
So het ons 'n lekker pineapple tiger nut, bietjie 'n fake maize. Ons gaan hom vir daai groot karpe voer en check ons wat maak hulle.
Lekker.
Alright, so first cast of the day, so we're going to get out. So obviously on my left and the right, we've got the big fish carp guys, you know. We've got a little bit of a competition going between the couple of us, Lapis and myself, on Team Mitchell. So we've opted to go the papgooi route, just to see if that's going to produce some more fish. You know, maybe we get lucky, well actually hopefully we get lucky and it's going to produce the biggest fish for the day. So us bass guys can win. You know, there's always a lot of banter between carp guys and bass guys. We're always giving each other a hard time. So hopefully we can pull a rabbit out the hat and show them what we can actually do. But today, you know, the guys are saying that we've got to hit the 130 meters or so. This morning I saw some fish playing a lot closer, so I'm not going to go the far distance to start off. I am going to do a closer shot. Coming out, you know, the guys have been chatting about some of the dips and the smells and that which are working. Being a bit of a naturalist, I'm still hesitant to pour all the mooties and that on the dip, so I've kind of kept things a little bit simple. So to start off, I've started with just a Gumtree millipip, which is fantastic for winter, just a nice strong smell. Then on the bottom, I've got a little Thunderstruck soft floaty, very simple. I haven't put any diergie or anything of such, just to keep it as plain as possible. And then I've put just a little bit of turbo pine concentrate onto the ball, just to get a little bit of smell out there. So that's what I'm going to start off with. And yeah, I reckon I'm going to do about a 60-70 meter cast to start off with, and then we take it from there. So let's get rolling.
Alright guys, this carp is stripping me. First fish on for the morning on that garlic float and Captain. Thank you, Corey. I say, the man knows what he's talking about, and I told you we were going to catch the first fish. Team 2 and series, here we go. With my Mitchell Odyssey MX3 reel. I've spooled it with 10-pound line just to make it a little bit safer and a bit easier for myself. But there we go guys, first fish on for the morning. Now we just have to land it. Woohoo! Exciting times. Alright guys, when you have a fish on, just take your time, take it slow, enjoy the moment. That's what we're here to do guys, fishing, amazing. Ooh, feels like a nice one. He's first swim.
So I don't think this catch counts. I think this is a foul hook. I was watching your dirty tactics there.
What dirty tactics?
No, you put this line in before the clock started, and so even if it's a 10 kilo,
we didn't specify the rules. We're even gonna put in a third rod just now.
We're all standing in anticipation, waiting to see if we can get the fish out the snag.
Guys, so we got a snag. So Corey went into, was kind enough to go in with the canoe and get it out of the snag for me. I think he netted it. I'm not quite sure, but hopefully it's a nice one. We'll see when he returns with the canoe of his epic voyage and a big fish.
I think it's a cormorant.
Ja, ek het nou kans gekry om eers te hardloop iemand met die kamera reg. Corey, super baie dankie my maat. Modder. Ja, regte.
Wow, mooi.
Hey!
Dis nie 'n groot in die mais daar.
Just landed our first fish. Corey had to go in with the canoe to get it for me. There was some other lines entangled with other lines there. So he was kind enough to go and get it for us. But guys, there we go. My first Roodeplaat carp in a very long time. Very happy with that on that garlic float and captain. Thanks Corey for the advice. Really appreciate it. And guys, there's our first fish.
Alright, so fishing's been very slow this morning. I actually haven't had any luck yet, so I've decided to change things up slightly. You know, this morning I started off with a millipip and then a floaty on the one hook. I've decided to go with 2 millipips now. I'm going to put some dough backing on the end hook as well, and then dip wise on the mini bomb I'm going to go with a nice strong TCP. I've been trying the sweeter stuff and that doesn't seem to be working, so now I'm going to change over, go to the opposite side of the spectrum and go something very strong and see if we can't get the fish to bite on that. So yeah, that's the name of the game. We've got to keep mixing it up until we find what the fish are biting. So let's see, hopefully this is going to work out and we can get a fish on the bank. Okay guys, so while we're waiting for the fish to bite, I thought this would be a great opportunity to run you through my little setup that I've got going. So many years ago I had a nice little setup. As soon as I started bass fishing I kind of got rid of it, and now with the acquisition of Twin Series under the Iron River umbrella and that, I'm starting to build up my kit. So we're literally starting from ground zero again, and I think this is a fantastic opportunity for all of us to learn. So I am new to it, so there's a couple ideas that I've got with my battle box. So I want to run you through my ideas, what it is I plan to do, and yeah, stick with us and just come through my journey as I grow my tackle and get more into the carp side of things. So let's take a dive into the battle box. So I got myself just a medium sized pine box. As you can see, nothing fancy inside. At the moment it's a mess, and this doesn't work well with me. I'm a neat guy, so when it comes to fishing, especially on the competitive side of things, you want to be organized, you want to be prepared, because it just makes you a more efficient angler. And at the end of the day, the more efficient you are, the more chances you've got of getting more fish into the net, and that's what we want. So as you can see, inside here, a nice big mess. So my plan is I'm going to get some nice high density foam. I'll cut out a square, and then I'm actually going to lay things out and get them sequenced. So at the back I will cut a few inserts for the millies. So my plan is to put a couple bottles of millies at the back. Now this is obviously the battle box, so this is what we're going to pack for the venue and the day that we're going to be fishing. So I'll have about 3 or 4 millies that I'd like to pack in the front. Then in front of the millies, my plan is to go for the concentrates. I want to put the concentrates in front there. Same thing, just 6 concentrates or so. I think that may even be a bit too much. With myself being a naturalist, I want to try to keep it as simple as possible. And then in front of the concentrates, ball dips and that, then we'll have some floaties, the oozes, that sort of stuff. So then I'll get a couple of those inserts cut out so that we can place them in front. Spacing, I'm going to keep the spacing nice in between. I don't want things sitting on top of each other because you can't see the labels and that, so you want to be able to see what it is that you're going to grab, just to speed things up. And then in the front little section here, that will be open, and my plan is to keep that for my little box for my little stroppies and that sort of stuff. Terminal tackle, you know, little boxes where we keep the hooks, the swivels, the beads, the pipes, that stuff I'll keep separate, which we can keep in the car. That doesn't need to be in the battle box, but anything that we're going to use in the day, that's what I want to be in my box. So stay tuned, follow me along this journey. If you guys have got tips and comments, if you feel free to share pictures of your battle boxes, how you guys have set it up, because at the end of the day we're all here to learn. So hopefully I can impart some tips and tricks onto you guys, and then I'd like for you guys to do the same with me and help me grow my knowledge on the carp fishing, and let's just help each other become more efficient anglers and enjoy the sport that we love so much. So yeah, stay tuned and let's see how it unfolds.
My eerste vis hier vir die dag. Ek het hom op 130 ingevat met die bytbout. Tubbe baai op die bol met 'n pineapple tiger nut. So maar is 'n mooi vis. Wat gebeur? Hierdie ouetjie geland, lyk my soos 'n 8.5 kilo. Team Ultimate is voor. Ek het hom gevang met hierdie pineapple tiger nut op die hoek met double pine op die bol.
So the other side of this is another line that's called aqua. Typically,
Tweede een vir die dag. Sal 'n turbo pine op die bol, pineapple tiger nut. Hy loop oop. Sit almal oor aan hier langs hier.
Jy kan moet baie links gaan.
Dis moeilik om in 'n roeiboot te speel. Nou reg, Cora. Ja, nie vir hierdie kant dan ja. As jy hom optel dan. Dan weer.
Ons weet klaar, hy is nie meer as 7 nie. Wie swem dan?
Tweede een geland, bietjie vasgehad. Dankie om Corrie dat hom vir my uitgehaal het. Selfe double pine op die bol en pineapple tiger. Sy.
How's it, guys? Just gonna do a little sliding reed flight trace, show you guys how to build it with a little pipey with a like link sort of system with this sinker that just slides on the little pipe. So what you do is you start off with a like a quite a thick type of sinker line, which is a 15-pound fluoro shield. You're gonna just give it a go and see how that goes. What I like about it's a very supple line. It's a little bit thicker for its breaking strain, so it just gives you a little bit more wear and tear. So that's lekker. Okay. Start here with a swivel. Put the line through. Just do like a triple figure 8 knot there.
Ja, very well, thank you.
Just push it through like that. Weight it. Just put it down like that. Not seated like that, very nicely. Cut that guy off, tag end. Get the length, which is about there. Cut off there. It's always better to just leave a little bit longer. It just leaves you more space with the trace making. Cool, next thing that's gonna happen, put a little bead there. You can just use a normal sea bead you can buy anyway, but there's plenty of them around, but just a little, like the little ceramic or glass bead. Then the next one's a swivel again. Slide that on there, like that. Another little bead, go through like that. So there's your top hook that's going to slide. 2 little beads there. Next thing that's going on is a little pipe, little links pipey, goes on like that. Next one, little bead again, go on there like that. Next one's a little swivel key again. This is going to be the bottom part of your trace. Same thing. 2, 3 little loops, or like a triple figure 8. Put it through the loopies, almost tight. Just before you seat it, pull it down to the swivel, nice and tight. That's your knot there. Cut that little tag end off, like that. There's our little sliding reed fillet for now. We're going to do the hooks just now, like that. A little bit of a 8-pound big game. Okay, now this knot here, it's like a snell through the eye like that. Put it down on it like there. Wrap this guy. 5 wraps. Always wet it a bit. Pull it down before you seat it all the way. Put it back through the guide. Little hooky, little eye. Put it nice and tight. Cut that tag in nice and short if you want to. Doesn't really matter. Next little hooky, same, through the eye of the hook. Just put it down there like that. Again. Okay. Wait this guy a little bit again before we seat it all the way. Put it back through the eye. Nice and tight. Scissors, just cut them off again. Okay, now we're gonna do the hooks. This is the bottom swivel, so that's the bottom hook. I prefer making them a little bit longer as norm. 1, 2, 3 little loops again. Go through. Almost tight. Wait. Like that. Tag end off. Next one we're gonna do trace like that. So we're gonna do the top through the swivel. This one's gonna be a little bit shorter than normal. About that length there. 1, 2, 3 little loopies there. Take the tag in through the 3 loops. Almost tight. Wait. Pull down. It's lekker. Cut off. Right there. Then the next thing is going to need a little sinker. Oh, it's the wrong one, mate. Ah, put it here. Right. There's that trace there. Sinker that's going to go on. Quite easy. Got a little slit in the sinker. Just pull it into the pipe like that. Pull the pipe in. And then just push it with your finger. Nice and tight. And there we go. Sliding reed fillet. Cool. Stay tuned. Dexter's going to show you how to rig this guy to catch him.
I know obviously in winter the tempo is a lot slower, so the guys tend to leave their baits for an hour, hour and a half, sometimes even 2 hours. But I've decided to rebait. I'm going to try another little flavor, see if we can't find something that the fish are going to be biting. So yeah, I just reeled in quick. I'm going to rebait, get another millipip and a different flavor floaty or something on there, and try that. See if we can't figure out what it is that the fish are wanting. We're going to let them tell us what they want. So let's get going. So something important when you are making your feeding balls, especially if you're doing some long distance casting, you want to get them quite aerodynamic and as balanced as possible. So you can see if I hold it, see how it sits nice and straight. That's what we want. You can see the shape. So we've got a bit of a torpedo shape, so it's going to fly through the air a lot better, and that's just going to help with the distance. If you've got this big round ball that's uneven, that's not shaped, you're not going to get the required distance that's needed. So if you just take an extra second or two, just pay attention to the presentation of your mealy bomb. and that will definitely help you get an extra few meters on your cast when it's needed. Sometimes when the fish are 40, 50, 60 meters, you don't have to worry too much about it, but as soon as you start going those further distances, then you do want to just pay a little bit more attention to the shape of your mealie bomb. And there we go. I think that's quite decent. So let's get some bait and some dip on and send her out. So on the millies, you can see, let me grab another one there. I had a slightly larger one on the last time, so now I've pulled out a smaller one. I'm going to try a slightly smaller, more finesse type presentation. See if that works, because yeah, sometimes in winter, when the fish are being a little bit difficult, they tend to go for the smaller baits rather than the larger ones. So, and the only way to find out is by trying that. So you got to try different things to see what the fish are going to want. So eventually they will tell you what they want. So very important to time your casts, and then every hour or so, every hour and a half in winter, just change it up and see what the fish want. Now on our trace here, we've got the sliding reed flay. So the bottom hook is obviously fixed, the top one slides all the way up. So I like to put the mealie pip on the top hook, because if we put a floaty on the top hook, the floaty is then going to slide all the way up and it's going to move away from the mealie bomb itself, and that you don't want. So floaty always goes on the bottom. If you want to put a little piece of deergie backing or so, that's also good, and then mealie pip on the top hook. And then rigging the mealie, what I like to do, I'll turn the mealie sideways. You can see the top section, that's generally a nice firm section. I just drive the hook from the one side through the other, and there you can see it comes through. So the hook is sitting nice and proud, so when the carp does suck it in, you've got your sharp point and the barb and everything which is exposed, just to help increase that hook up. And then what I end up doing with the top hook, I will hook it into the mealie bomb itself. That just helps with the casting, so all your little hook links in that, they're not swirling around and they're not going to get tangled with each other. The bottom hook I leave loose because that is following from behind, so that's not going to swivel around and catch on anything. Mixing it up slightly, I'm going to try a little Ming flavored float, see if that works. So the Ming has got a lot of fish oils in it, so a nice high protein packed bait. So in winter time, obviously in summertime when you use your fish oil products and that, you tend to catch a lot of barbel, but luckily in winter the barbel aren't biting, so that's why I've opted to try the Ming this time, just to get something a little bit more natural and a high protein flavored bait. So let's see if it works. And there we go, just one little floaty on the back. I think my next cast I will try a little bit of dough backing, but for now I want to try keep it as plain and simple as possible. Okay, and then for the bomb, I'm just going to put a little bit of Bass V 2.0 on there, just sticking with that slightly stronger smell. Previously I went something a little bit sweeter, so yeah, this time I'm trying something a little bit stronger. And then same thing with the concentrate, I'm not going to put too much on the ball, just trying to keep it as plain and simple as possible. So just a tiny little bit. I know most guys, they'll put 2 or 3 dips on, they tend to drench them a little bit, but I'm just trying the low-key approach. There's a couple lines out, so everyone's trying something different. So yeah, we've got to try different things until we see what the carp are biting on. So if the other teams start getting a couple more runs compared to us, we'll see what flavors they're using, and then we start working off of that. But I think, yeah, I'm ready to go, so let's get this in the water and see if we can't get a fish out.
Okay, squat. Verder daai polisman gery. Check Dex. Ja. Well, it's not less to come this side, my view.
Yes, Lappies, that's Team Mitchell.
Where we must land the oak first, view.
We're getting a little worried there. Things were quiet for us on the Papgooi side.
Like I said, just give some time, view.
Lappies has pulled a rabbit out the hat. Does it feel like a nice fish?
Yeah, it's a nice one. Feels like it.
Very nice run.
Let's just get him on the side, then we'll be smiling.
Take your time, Chom.
Then it's equals.
Yes. Unless it's a 10 kilo.
Except for old Mario there. Yeah, Mario is
Hey,
far
he's cleaning
ahead of
us.
dude.
I was glad we got one on the board.
That's how it goes, eh? The lighties give us stick all the time. At least now I can say lighty because I'm a bit older, but Dex is still a lighty also.
So Team Mitchell has a fish on there. I've got the scissors, don't worry.
Yeah, he's gone left and now he's going right again.
Lappies, I just want to help you, yeah? No, I'm just joking.
Ah ja!
Well done,
God, hy Vrystaat.
well done guys.
Maar at least ons hart weer nie gaan kry. So I don't want him to go that side. Quiet. So I've just moved way to the left side of our spot where we're sitting. There's like a snag underneath the little rope they've put across the dam to keep the hyacinth out. So trying to just keep as left as I can, and I hope he doesn't go under there. As you can see, the color of the line of my reel has changed. Put a little bit thinner line on there to get a better distance. Obviously paid off because there's a bite there, but now there's a cable and you don't want that thin line to get stuck in there, and it seems like these okies know where to go, so hopefully it doesn't wrap us up in that guy. But I'm going to try and box him a bit, see if we can get him to come this side. Hopefully it works. Let's give him some stick. Jumping cup.
Yes, please.
Here we
Nice
go.
jump. Woo!
Okay, there we go, guys. Wait. Really nice fish there. Waited such a long time for this bite. Took us a whole morning to get one bite. Well, for me and Dex, but maybe we've got a little plan now. Maybe we can trap another one or two. Let's see. Okay, thanks. Here you go, girl. Thank you so much.
As hy julle is aan hier so op die Tigerrad. Is ook 'n bietjie lank gelê. Seker nou al so 3 ure. Maar daar loop hy. Kom ons kyk wat kan ons hier uithaal. Daai turbo point. Altyd 'n wenner by hierdie dam. Ja, hier so by Roodeplaat. Ouens partykeer onderskat hierdie dam. Ek voel is 'n dam wat baie min aandag kry vir wat hy eintlik het. Hierdie dam met baie mooi vis. Die ouens wat moeite doen, sessies kom insit hierso, bietjie voer maak, kry altyd goeie vis. Afgelope jaar, 2 jaar, lewer hierdie dam baie goeie vis. Ouens wat baie hengel sal weet. Ons het bietjie aandag kom gee, ons bietjie voerplek gemaak. Tigers ingesit juis vir hierdie bietjie groter vis. Nou hierdie voel soos een van daai bietjie beter visse van ons. So kom ons kyk. Gewoonlik hierdie groter vis, hy kom maar soos 'n sak wat jy sleep. Boks nie niks tot hy voorkom. Dan weet jy hy is hierso. Gaan nou hy fotofoon.
Altyd die toppies warm. Lekker.
Ja, kyk, ons gaan nie bly hier hoor. Ons gaan julle wragtig giet leer.
Ja, maar wat ons mos nou gesê, jy gaan ons kom wys hierso.
Ja.
Dis nou nie jou stok nie, maar jy gaan nog 'n beurt kry.
Ja, ek weet ja.
Just like that, we all one up, 2 up. 1 minute.
Ja, hier is vir 'n mooi visie. Op hierdie ou.
Maak dit los.
Ja, kan hom Herman.
Ja, sê. Sommer dubbel op hierso. Hierso op die Roodeplaat dan. Ons geniet ons voorreg om 'n dagie te kon wees saam met Brandon hulle. Dis 'n wonderlike voorreg. Die Here is goed, die duiwel is veel goed. Ons geniet dit hierso. Corrie het sommer agter mekaar 2 visse gekry. Een stok is nou besig en ek is by die ander stok besig. Ja, ons geniet dit hier saam met hulle. Soos ek weer eens sê, so lekker voorreg. Dankie vir die dag. Maar dit voel nog 'n mooi visie. Ons het amper gedink ons gaan bly. Ons gaan oppak voor ons bly, maar gelukkig het ons nie gebly nie. Dis net lekker. As die tiger nets vir julle werk, kan dit vir ons ook werk. Dis net lekker.
Ja, ongelukkig deel van hengel. Hakplekke in die damme. Ons kan nie veel aan doen nie. So hierdie mannetjie sit nou 'n bietjie vas. Gou die kanoe kry, 'n bietjie hom gou gaan uithaal, kyk of ons hom kan uitkry. So ja, dis maar deel van die hengel. Altyd is dit 'n plesier om 'n visie aan te hê. Maar ja, ons moet dit maar trotseer en die beste maak van die saak. Partykeer los ek hom 'n bietjie. Voel of hy nou los kom het. Mario, voel of hy nou kom. Laat ons sien wat maak hy. Ja, het hom net vir so 'n paar minute gelê, net slap gelos die lyn. Hy het homself 'n bietjie uitgeswem daar uit waar ek al hy vasgesit het. Daar kom hy weer. Kan ons 'n bietjie die geveg verder fight. Kyk wat gebeur. Altyd lekker om 'n visie met 'n stok uit te bring. Kan nou hom fight tot hy moeg is. So ja.
Yes, ek sê jou.
Ongelukkig in die winterhengel is dit maar jy gooi jou stokke in en jy moet los. Daai tempo hengel werk jy altyd in die winter nie. As hierdie stokke nou gelos lank gelê. En daar kom die resultate. Maklik soos dit. Rustig, nie te veel fight nie. Al land ons die vetties hier by Roodeplaat. Lekker julle. How's hy? So slaan ons bietjie double ups hierso by Roodeplaat. Kyk net hierdie beautiful fish.
Fantasties.
Kyk net hierso.
Kyk. En dit is gesond. As jy veel sterk kyk, is baie gesond. Kom mense, kom Roodeplaat dam toe. Dis 'n voorreg om hier te kan hengel. Dit is net lekker. Ja, spoeg hy nog gewyd ook.
Net parmantig. Maar sy op daai pineapple tiger nuts. Die visse hierdie tyd van die jaar hou baie van hierdie tiger nuts sien ek. Ons laat hulle net bietjie langer lê. Dan vang ons hulle. Kom ons sit hulle mooi terug vir 'n volgende ou om weer te vang.
Ja.
Dan kap ons die volgendes.
Dis reg.
Dis hy.
Alright julle, so kom ons aan die einde van 'n wonderlike dag hier by Roodeplaat. Ons het verskriklike mooi visse gevang. Oom Herman en Corrie het 'n pragtige double-up gehad. Maar ek dink ons gaan gou die prys oorhandig aan die wenner. Ek dink dit was Mario sonder twyfel.
Oh,
Hy het
yes.
2 pragtige karpe hier uitgetrek en hy verdien daai katrol. Hy wen 'n Mitchell MX2 5500 en ek dink hy gaan baie lekker myle met hom hê. Dex,
So yeah, gave us a proper hiding.
Well done, well done.
Well done, man. Very well fished.
Proper pakslaag.
Congratulations.
Well
Hope it
done,
brings
well
you
done,
many
well
big
done.
fish. Yeah.
Hoor julle, so van ons kant af, kom Roodeplaat toe, kom in die winter, hier is verskriklike mooi karpe wat uitkom. Bring julle pineapple tigers, bring julle vampire floats, bring julle kaptein. Julle gaan mooi vis vang, julle gaan dit hier geniet, dis 'n lieflike oewer. En van ons kant af, dankie dat julle saam ons was.
As hy julle.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, julle.